Yo, 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 what's happening, people? What's good? Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, guys. What's happening? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's that New York time, ladies and gentlemen. The good old New York session. This is what we are about. Welcoming the start of the hunt, Tuesday. Great day to be trading. It's time for New York, guys. What's happening, everyone? There's no Discord warning. Yeah, there should be a Discord warning. I don't understand why Discord ain't sharing it. There should be a Discord warning. Yo, was this shared in the Discord? It should be. It should be. What's going on now? Never mind. Never mind. I'm sure it'll get shared to the Discord. What's going on, guys? How are we doing today? George Patton, what's happening, bro? Discord has been shared. Okay, so let's just have a look right here. Has it worked in the Discord? It should be. Yeah, man, it should be shared in the Discord. It actually hasn't shared in the Discord just yet. Let's get with the flavor. Let's share it to the Discord. There we go. Yeah, that should be shared in the Discord. You might get another notification, so bear with that. All right then, cool. All right, let's roll with it. Thank you very much for passing through to today, guys. We're going to be diving into Bitcoin and what is going on today. If you are new to the channel, you know what you need to do. Be sure to subscribe so that you can keep up with us with our daily streams, so that you can be in line with what Bitcoin is doing, also Ethereum, and of course the altcoins. Now let's roll with the flavor, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get into the charts. Okay then, cool. So firstly, let's have a look. Who's in the room with me tonight? Who is in the room tonight, this afternoon? New York, good morning. What's happening? Yeah, where's Rodney? Yeah, we got super spammed last night in the stream, man. What a crazy night. I wasn't really paying attention to the chat, but I could see it was hard work for Mike catching up, trying to get rid of all those spam chats, but it's all good. Okay. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, what's the purpose of today's stream? Well, look at it like this. We need to understand something, right? Something right now across the board is happening, and a lot of people are trying to what they call bottom fishing. Now, I keep on talking about this, and it's important that you try and get this in your minds. Yes, Bitcoin has hit the lows, all right? Now, everyone always expects that whenever price drops so far, that they anticipate that price is going to bounce back up. But remember, just because we think it should bounce back up doesn't mean that the people that are holding price want it to go up just yet. The thing that's got my attention, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that Bitcoin has already made 2 notable hits to the downside. Right, so we've got this area right here, and of course we have this area right here with this big pool of liquidity in this zone. All right, so we've got to really pay attention to what's happening in the charts, guys, because as much as everyone is trying to push the idea that Bitcoin is about to explode to the upside, warning, urgent, and all that madness, all right, you have to focus on price. So where are we at with the orders? Where's the liquidity at? So this is the book map, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and you can see the book map is getting busy, and we're starting to see liquidity in 2 areas. We've got the 42,100 zone, 41,500, and of course the 41,000 zone. Now, there's not that much liquidity to the downside other than the 40k and the 39 zone yet again. All right, now as long as these areas remain static in the sense where they are not actually changing color, there's a good chance that price is likely to come down to test these zones one more time. All right. The idea of the book map is to really establish the balance between the limit buys and the limit sells. So the reason why we look at the book map every day is just so that we can work out what are the chances of the limit buys taking precedence and moving price down lower, or the limit sells are trying to keep price higher so they can get their sales filled at the highest point. All right. When we zoom and zoom and zoom out, you can see there is a bag of orders at 38,000, 580 Bitcoin at 38,000, 346 Bitcoin at 39,000. These are the 2 notable areas of interest in the chart. As we zoom out, you can see that there's not that much liquidity favoring higher prices just yet. When we remove all the lower orders, you can see where the money is stacked. Okay, I'm not seeing much at anything above 50, and you can see that there's nothing much at 50. At 70, there's 565 Bitcoin. All right, it's limit sales, but the liquidity is concentrated in and around the 41,700 zone and of course the 30,000 zone. 681 Bitcoin at 30,000. Now, in order for us to make sense of whether or not price is going to come into this area, we need to look at price action. All right, drop onto the 1 hour time frame in order to understand what's going on. Check this out. Look at the liquidity all the way down here. 30,000. It's quite a scary sight, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Bitcoin coming down to 38, 36 and 30,000. Where will that put us in the chart? Drop onto the 4 hour time frame. Just look at the liquidity. It will take us back down to the last zone that they moved from. Okay? Now, there is a lot of speculation. Bitcoin can't go here. Bitcoin can't go there. Bitcoin will go up to the upside. Happy days. Stop bottom fishing and all, looking for the bottom. This is the low. This is the low. You know what? I hope it's the low, ladies and gentlemen. But all I can go by is what price action is doing. All right? Now, naturally, we are expecting a reversal move back to the upside. But they're not finished yet, guys. Look at the cycle. Okay? This is on the 4-hour time frame. You've got M formation. Let me start again. Let me move that off here. Here we go. Rise, up, M formation. Drop level 1. Drop level 2. Yeah? Now we're waiting for a drop level 3. A clean drop level 3 to the downside. This is on the 4-hour time frame. Okay? As you can see, if you zoom in onto the 4-hour time frame, you can see bright as day. They are not showing any signs to coming up above the 50 EMA. Price has rejected, look, price has rejected the psychological high. In the last 8 hours, they've rejected the psychological high. Big move to the upside, stop hunt rise, and pulled it straight back down. Because people are expecting Bitcoin to move up. What? Because of the fear and greed index? Again, I'm only talking about that is because people are putting so much emphasis on it, because people are trying to make sense of it. Let's have a look at the glass node itself. Let's refresh it. Where are we at with the leverage? See, leverage is actually starting to pull down again. All right, so they're attacking traders' liquidity, taking out all the liquidation points. If we go into the dashboard itself, put up the traders' reality dashboard, you can see in the unrealized profit and losses, traders right now are feeling anxious. All right? And that's at this point right here. Feeling anxious. But who's really feeling anxious? The guys that are feeling anxious are they the ones that are going to move price? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Look at the liquidity, ladies and gentlemen. Stacked at the 41,000 zone. We've got this previous wick right here. You must, at all times, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to the price of the candlesticks. That's all you need to do. There is no reason or belief that we are going to move higher just yet. As I said to you guys, I would love it if Bitcoin could move up to the upside so everyone could start making money. But like I said to you, I don't have no bias to direction. Bitcoin moves up or down. I'm going to be making money either way because I'm going to exploit the behavior. Look at what's going on in the key notable areas. 42,500. Stop hunt rise, drop. Stop hunt rise, drop. People are fishing for bottoms and they're going to get caught out. You must be careful. All right? Teresa Doyle, market maker Brendan said, people are buying Bitcoin, but they have the range and that's where they're keeping price. If more buyers come in, then they will sell more to stop price going up. Listen. Ultimately, it's where the liquidity is going to be, okay? We know that the market maker, people come to the charts and each candlestick is the response of people committing liquidity, all right? People are trying to grab bottoms. That's why there's a lot of liquidity in this area. That's why price is being contained in this area because people are trading ranges right now, all right? But they're not finished with the range. Look at how many times they hit the lows. 1, 2, I'm expecting another hit to the downside. Look at that. Look at how sharp they move. And it's New York. New York stepping in. They've rejected the daily open several times over the last 12 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are all in this area here. Now, I would love it if Bitcoin can come above this actual previous wick right here, which is likely going to happen. But it's going to be another stop hunt. They're going to trap a lot of people right now because people are saying this is the bottom. And we're not finished yet, ladies and gentlemen. They've got the wick down here. There's still liquidity down here for them to attack. The only time that we will understand Bitcoin's going to go back up again, once the moving averages get regulated and price closes above into these previous pools of liquidity. That's at 45,500. All right? Look at the daily. Look at that. That is a very strong rejection. Stop hunt rise. Drop. And look at all these wicks right here. These wicks galore, ladies and gentlemen. There's money for them to be had because people went short. People went short. People went long. they're going to trigger some more interest in this area. So they're likely to come down and recover this wick. I would love it if Bitcoin could actually change direction and go back up, but I have to bring you the truth. I have to bring you the logic. You have to focus on what they are doing. Moving averages are flat across the board. You know? What's happening? What's happening? What's the difference between market makers and quant traders? Market makers make the market. Quant traders are just quant traders. They base things... Well, actually, there's not really a difference. Okay? There's no difference. They're just liquidity providers. Ultimately, all you need to be aware of is who moves the market. And we know it's the market maker. And it's not no whale. It's not no Michael Saylor. It's not no retail trader. It's the market maker, because you can only buy when someone sells and you can only sell when someone buys. All right? Remember, these candlesticks are the result of people's transactions. Okay? Just look at what's going on. What reasons do you have to go long? Many people have gone long in this area, and look how many times they've paid the price. Guys were going long a couple of days ago, moved to the upside. Bitcoin has bottomed out. Happy days. Well, look what happened to those guys. The same thing has happened here. Price has moved to the upside. They initiated the commitment of liquidity, moved it to the upside. All the traders were like, that's it. Bitcoin's making a move up. I'm going long. Happy days. Look what's going on now. They're making a run for liquidity, ladies and gentlemen. They are getting ready to hit everyone's liquidation points, because this game, because there's so much leverage being used, that's where the dead money's at. And that's what the market maker wants. He doesn't care about the price of Bitcoin. He cares about the liquidity at certain prices of Bitcoin. We know that everyone's paying $41,500 right now for Bitcoin. Fine, happy days. The people that say it can't go above 50, it can't go below 30, lying to you. Price can go anywhere. And the candlesticks will demonstrate that. Yeah? Do I expect a rebound if it hits 38? I expect price to move to the next zone of liquidity. The book map is showing me there's 581 Bitcoin, there's 348 Bitcoin at 39, there's 200 at 37,500. As I go further and further down, you can see you've got 467 Bitcoin at 35. I go even lower and there's 722 Bitcoin at 30,000. All right? That's where the liquidity is at. Looking at price action, we are still trading in the psychological range. I've got no reason to go long right now. Now, from a day trading perspective, that is. For a holder, different story. A holder now has an option. It's getting cheaper for them. Holders have to make their own decisions. There's no real true entry point for a holder other than if he believes in the project, he's an enthusiast of crypto. If it's cheaper than what he brought it beforehand, happy days to him. All right? But for a day trader, it's crucially important that they understand the relationship with price at key levels, because that's how you're going to work out whether price is going to go up or down. All right? Let's look at Ethereum for a second. Now, Ethereum is doing fantastic work right here. Seems to be struggling in this W formation. Earlier on, I shared this projection out, and I anticipated that Ethereum was going to develop this W formation. Now, I did say that if it does break beyond this area here, then things might get a little bit tricky and we might have a reset of the actual pattern itself. But price action came back into this range. Now, these three vector zones right here is where the presence of vector candles would appear in the likeliness that they are trying to shift out of the zone. All right? So as you can see what has happened right here, they've come down, they've spiked the low, and then they've pulled straight away from it. Now, what's grabbing my attention is the following. Are we in line for another hit to the downside? Let me get rid of all this stuff right here. This is what I'm looking for, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what you want to try and be aware of as well. We've got the first hit to the downside here. We've got a second hit right here. This move right here could induce price to step down and hit the lows to the third time and create a much bigger pattern formation. Remember, patterns within patterns, cycles within cycles. All right? That could be the accumulative phase. So it's wise for you to sit and wait for these formations to play out. Otherwise, you're going to get caught out in price action going up and down in a range, and you're going to end up closing your trade, and then the one thing that you should have been waiting for ends up playing out, but you would have missed out on it because you took away your attention and you went and traded a different coin. you're ideally waiting for price action to come away from the zone, retest it, and make the move to the upside. That's what you're looking for. All right? Let's go back to Bitcoin for a split second. Here we go. Market maker talking. This is what I was waiting for. I was waiting for this price action to play. I shared this across the board to the guys. Where is it? That was the first projection that we shared. And then the second zone that we shared is the current play that's happening right now. Okay, so price action comes from yesterday's open, rejecting the 800 EMA, 41,727 in anticipation to price to come to the downside. And right now you can see that price is working its way towards that zone. There are two things that are going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. If Bitcoin breaks down towards the psychological low and doesn't base out and hold this point, Bitcoin will release the liquidity, aim towards the range daily low, and potentially try and take back the previous wick. But you have to be patient. You have to wait. They've clearly rejected the daily open in this range. All the guys right now are trying to catch bottoms. That's why I said to you, please do not fish for bottoms. It's not a strategy. It's a loose play. All right? People are always expecting, oh, now Bitcoin can't drop any lower. It can, ladies and gentlemen, and you have to be cool with that. All right? You're going to witness this sort of price action again. That is when they are going to turn the direction, when we see this sort of price action. Okay? So just be careful with that. Altcoins. Let's have a look at some altcoins. So far, we've got Chromium. That looks like it's doing pretty well. Holding above the 50 EMA, like, again, basing out, all right? There's still liquidity for you to come and get, well, still liquidity for Chromium to come back to, all right? And you can see the last zone that they accumulated from was this beautiful W formation, rise to the upside, retrace, continuation. Happy days. This is what we're looking for, okay? So we could be expecting them to come down towards the 60 zone if they break down from this range. Matic seems to be doing pretty well. All right. However, you've got this pattern formation right here. What I'm waiting for, what I hope is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that there's going to be a disparity with altcoin dominance and Bitcoin dominance. I'm hoping that Bitcoin just stays down lower and the altcoins actually start shifting out of the range. Okay. This is true. Yes, Bitcoin does not have any value. People do make the value. Why? Because it's what people are prepared to pay. All right. That's what it is. Be mindful of what people are prepared to pay. That's all. That's how you determine value. Right now, Bitcoin's 41, whatever it is, and that's what people are prepared to pay for it. Phantom, basing out. A lot of altcoins are basing out right now. They're testing the zone right now. But what I really want to see is Bitcoin dropping and the alts holding their gains. So that when things start to turn back up, happy days to the upside, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? I want to have a look at Alice for a second as well. Alice seems to be bleeding to the downside. Pattern failure there. Dropping down. It's coming towards these previous zones of liquidity. You've got to be extremely careful. I need to look at the total chart as well. As you can see, the total chart with the exclusion of Bitcoin looks like it's rejecting. A lot of altcoins are rejecting the 50 EMA. Coming down towards the daily open, I need to look at Bitcoin right now because it seems like we're getting some activity to the downside, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Here we go. In line with the projections. Building the shorts. Look, stop hunt rise in the UK session. Drop. New York's going to push price. 1 more minute until the start of the New York session, ladies and gentlemen. Or as it actually, here we go. 14.29 at the lows. Let's have a look at the volume. Volume starting to rise on the move downwards. Okay, it's going to be an interesting New York session, ladies and gentlemen. Psychological low could be in sight. We're going to sit tight and wait for the start of the New York session. Here we go. Not New York session. The futures market opens in less than a minute's time. 30 seconds. Do I think Ethereum will go lower? It probably can. Tino, surely XRP takes up 30-minute pull. Trust me. You see what you open up on the charts. Okay. Can you look at BNB? I'll look at BNB in a second. Just one. Here we go. New York session. The futures markets are now open. Be mindful. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Watch the start of a new session coming in. Let me just get the book map. Get the price action right here. As you can see, lots of liquidity just coming to the market just there, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Keep an eye out on this. Just watch the candles. Watch all the orders starting to come in. This is the book map. We're going to witness right now the balance between the limit buys and the limit sells. So here we go. Is Bitcoin going? This might turn into a red vector candle, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some liquidity right here. I'm hoping to see if we are going to get, look at all that liquidity down there at 41,000. Dumping orders in this area. Is 41 going to get broken? Very important play right now. I'll check that out in a sec. I really want to be paying attention to Bitcoin right now. See, in this area right here, as you can see, the book map's shown there's a lot of liquidity right here that traders, they cancelled. But the idea is if they come down to that zone again, they're going to encourage those traders to step back in again. That's the thing about the book map. You're testing intention. Are you going to get the trigger? Here we go. Bitcoin towards the psychological low. Coming down to recover the first wick right here. It looks like our projection could be playing out. This is our projection from earlier on. Well, actually last night. This is where it was at. So far, we're coming into this range. What was that projected point? Let's see if it comes. There's the pivot point right here, ladies and gentlemen. The pivot point is the first zone. They've rejected the M3 pivot, so that could aim towards the M1 pivot zone. Let's see what they trigger at 41,000. Collectively, you got 90, 101, 158, 250, nearly 300 Bitcoin in this area right here at 41,000, 100 and 41,000. This could be a very notable point in the charts. 3 o'clock is usually the time when things start to pick up in this area, but that's the time where I need to go and get my daughter. So I'm going to do my hardest to make sure you guys are in line with what's going on with price action. Here we go. It's moving lower. Usually the book map moves first before price action does. So let's just keep an eye out on what's happening. Orders being opened in this area right here. Look at that. Yeah, lots. They're stacking the orders in this area here. So the question is as to whether or not they're going to hold. Futures market stepping in right now. I need to have a look at gold for a second. Where are traders? They're coming back up. Dollar yen, where's that at? Dollar yen moving up. Nice W formation. Okay then. That seems to make sense. The New York S&P 500, sorry, closing the gap. Fair and square. Okay, then that looks promising. Bitcoin dominance chart. No, the Bitcoin CME future, sorry, coming down, ready to come down and attack this area right here. Last week's low and the range daily low is in sight. Let's have a look at BNB for a sec. I'm not too fussed about the altcoins, to be honest with you, because it's what Bitcoin is going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen. This next few moments is going to be very important for Bitcoin because they may release towards the liquidity of 41,000. It all depends on how long they decide to hold this range for. They might initiate a fast move right here, ladies and gentlemen, because the liquidity down here and the wick in the chart is present. So you've got to be very careful with this. Remember, people are buying the dips, all right? And the same people that brought the dip a couple of days ago. So once here, and then they probably bought in this area here and now paying the price. Their liquidation points are now being charged. That's what's happening. Okay? That is what's happening. Let me bring up EXO charts. Just to have a look at EXO charts so we can make a run for the liquidity on EXO. Here we go. Let's see what we've got here. Let me just get my template up. Here we are. Okay, right. Give me a second, guys. All right, then. Get the tick chart up. Come on. Seem to have this struggling play with the EXO charts. All right, cool. Here we are. Okay, then. So, what I'm witnessing on the EXO charts right here, this is the 2,600 tick of Bitcoin. And it's evident that all the longs right now, look at this, all these longs that have been coming in, net longs, okay, they are now getting charged. They are getting liquidated, getting taken out, clean, okay? Look at all these shorts closing, all right? All these longs that have just been opened, buying the dip, buying the dip. They're going to keep making a run for this because look at the longs. Look at all these net longs that are being realized. Now they're getting liquidated to the downside. We've got the previous month's low. Of course, we have got the previous day's equilibrium point as well. So they look like they're making a run for the liquidity to the downside, ladies and gentlemen. Looking like they're making a run for it. They're getting aggressive with it as well. Looks like we're going for it, guys. Look at the liquidity that's coming to the book map right here. 41,100 just added some more liquidity in there. They're going to make a run for that zone. 41,000 sits at, where is it? Just shy of the psychological low. So we're going to wait and see. If they can't hold the pivot, then they're going to release and break down lower. Okay, then. Nice little retrace back up. How many of you in the room today? 1,500 of you in the room. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you are new to the channel, passing through, guys, and you want access to all this information, it's free of charge. Make your way over to the website so you can download everything, join the Discord, join the Pattern Watchers community. It's all free. You can get everything, and you can start applying this when we talk about it on the streams, ladies and gentlemen. It's all accessible to anybody new to the channel. Happy days for passing through. Okay, right now you can see what they're doing. The futures markets have opened. Okay, so we're 4 minutes into the futures markets, got a little bit of a recovery. Now look at what's going on here. Price is coming back up. Are they now going to cancel these orders and move them up so that they can get filled sooner, or are they going to keep adding, or they're just literally trapping traders? Look, there's liquidity up here that they may even want to try and trigger the sell stops and then make movement to the downside. Let's see what they do for us, ladies and gentlemen. Turned into a vector candle. Right, this candle has turned into a violet vector. If it stays as a violet vector candle, that means that volume is starting to rise at this point. Okay, but if it turns to a red vector candle, then it's at its highest exchange. Remember, this is all based on the tick price. Look, they're floating price back up. We need to wait for that final hit. If they can hold within the psychological range, and then they can trade away from it, it's happy days. But until I see that, because they've rejected the daily open, but until I see that play, I'm still not favouring any longs. These are just stop hunt rises. You've got to be very careful. I'm struggling to understand how to spot a W formation. I watched your video, but how about to spot one? Go back in the charts, my friend. Go back in time and try and pull out M's and W's. Okay, the best way for you to do that is get rid of the candlesticks. All right, so here's an example of. Get the line chart. Can you see a W? You know what W looks like? Find them, search for them. There's a little W right there. There's a W right there. There's an M formation over here. Where is it? Nice M formation right there. That's how you can help yourself understand and realize the patterns. Yeah? Here we go, vector candle. Violet vector. See, stop hunt rise. No liquidity's coming in. Look at all those orders there that got cancelled. Look at that. They cancelled those orders. So they're going to try and now move them up so they can get filled at the higher point. Shortly, price, you should see orders. There it is, orders coming in. This is the thing about the book map, ladies and gentlemen. It's notorious for spoofs. Fake orders to induce traders to commit liquidity. Problem I got is at 41,000, they still got the hard liquidity right there. And it doesn't look like it's changing. Let's see what they do from this candle. In 20 minutes, the start of the first full hour of New York. We are now in the Brink session. Brink's box. Brink's box is the money play. It's where it's going to work out where the money's going to be moving. Okay, that's what that is. Chain link the leader and it's bouncing. Okay. Okay, time to get... Yes, I'll be getting my daughter very shortly. I'll be getting my daughter very shortly. Thank you very much. It's all good, man. It's all good. That's all good. The love is there. Okay, then. Cool. So what have we got? See, now price is starting to pull back down. Now the liquidity seems to be coming in. Let's see what they do in this range. I need to break down the price action. 15-minute time frame. What have we got? Big, sharp, red vector candle. Okay, fair enough. All right, then. Cool. Red vector candle appearing. This, rejecting the daily open. That is a sharp pushback away from the daily open. Green vector candle. Stop hunt rise. The start of the next vector 15-minute candle is going to confirm if this is going to be a pause and an attempt to move back up, try and recover the previous wick. You see, guys, if Bitcoin can bounce from this point right here, it still doesn't give you the reason to go long. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about playing long for the longer game. So if you're trying to catch Bitcoin from 41,500, 41,450, sorry, and hoping that Bitcoin's going to make a move all the way up to 50, okay? I personally would not be comfortable with doing that until Bitcoin can break above the 800 EMA on the 15-minute time frame, which is the 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. All right, look at that. There's still a lot of work for Bitcoin to do. Don't bottom fish. We might be getting another hit to the downside. You can see where price action is going. What reasons do you have to go long? You don't. Where's price? Below the 50. Where's price? Below the 200. What's price doing? It's bouncing and rejecting the daily open. What's it done? It's rejected the psychological high. What else has it done? Show me it's building shorts, trying to break away from the zone and going nowhere. Sharp hits to the downside, reversal back up. This is, right now, ladies and gentlemen, a money heist. They are grabbing all the traders who believe that this is the bottom, okay? And now they're making them pay the price. There's still liquidity for them to go. Remember, we have no impression on what Bitcoin's value should be. We can say it should be 30K, it should be 50K, it should be 100K, but we don't matter. Finished. And the sooner you get that in your minds, the easier trading's going to become, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Bitcoin making the move. Happy days. Here we go. Look at the liquidity. It's come back in now. Earlier on, they disappeared and now they've pulled it back in. Big sell order right there. Come on, Bitcoin. Make the move. I'm waiting for the break. Once they release the psychological low, we will know where we stand. Waiting for the third hit. Bookmap, just go and Google Bookmap. Go to Google and search Bookmap. That's all you need to do. If you don't have these indicators, pinned to the top of the chat is the website, which gives you a breakdown of how to use them. There's playlists in the channel that will show you how to understand the concepts discussed in this stream, ladies and gentlemen. And you can download it free of charge. And you can put it onto your trading view and just make your way to the streams. That's all you need to do. Come to the streams. Watch it. You know? Here we go. 41,200. This is interesting. Big bulk order here, which naturally recovers price. That's what they always do this. Big order, limit sells, price drops, they come back up. Try to trigger the same amount of sales in that area again. Look at these blocks getting cancelled. There's a lot happening in this area. This candle hasn't yet turned into a red vector candle, but we got 15 more minutes until that is the case. If it does turn into a red vector candle and finishes closer to the downside, we may get a continuation lower. But remember that we are in a range right now, guys. They are accumulating orders. They are hitting people's liquidations because everyone's been buying the dip. So you have to proceed with caution. If you're having to ask yourself if you should get out your trade or not, you never knew what you were doing in the first place. You obviously were looking elsewhere. You need to know when to get in and when to get out. And right now is not the time to be catching bottoms, because that's the psychology right now of Bitcoin. Is this the bottom? People are hyping everyone up all across social media. Bitcoin going to move to the upside. Bitcoin's going to explode. Urgent warning and all that madness. Until Bitcoin gets above 45K, why on earth would you be even considering going long? Remember, there's different traders, different mindsets, different approach. Scalpers are different to swing traders. Swing traders are different to position traders. Holders are different to everything. You know? Ultimately, you have to be aware of what you're doing. If you're having to ask if you should get out, you never knew what you were doing in the first place. You always have to know your exit. You always have to know an exit plan. You walk into a room, where's the exit? You know, what's the first thing they do when they take you, when you turn up to like I don't know, a recreational area, or, you know, you go to a theme park? What's the first thing you do? You're looking for the exits, you know? That's the first thing they do. Health and safety of your trading, ladies and gentlemen. What's your health and safety procedure? Do you know when to get out? That's what's important, man. The book map does help. It just gives you an understanding of where the liquidity's at. Okay? It does help you. If you watch the last two streams, we were waiting for Bitcoin to take those orders at 45K, where there was nearly 700 Bitcoin, and they obliterated that range. We were of that understanding because there was so much Bitcoin in that area. what were the chances of them actually bringing price down in that area when they broke 45k? Okay, look at the price action. Look at what it was doing. Stop hunt rise, 1, 2, 3, 4, building shorts above key notable areas, attacking the range to the downside, building longs at the same time. Remember, the market maker can be irrational as much as he wants. His pockets are deep. We can never assume how cheap Bitcoin can be. Never. All we can do is just focus on the price action. I'm still expecting another hit to the downside. I would love it if Bitcoin can reverse up, but even then, a fast reversal back up would not be substantial enough for me. Why? Because I need to wait for Bitcoin to do the following: to break above the psychological ranges, break above the 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, retrace back down, show the intention, favoring higher prices, vectors to the upside. That's all I'm waiting for. We will come back up towards this range, but we're not done yet. They're clearly not done yet with the range, ladies and gentlemen. So just proceed with caution when you are playing this game of bottom fishing. I am trying to encourage you to not do that. Okay? And then if you come to and see the price action has gone away from the zone, and then you're saying, yeah, Tino, you said don't bottom fish, and now I've missed out on a move to the upside. Well, quite frankly, that would be a case of you not understanding what I'm trying to say. Okay? Just because I'm saying now be careful of the lows, because they may not be finished yet, at the end of the day, it's about capital preservation. You know, the herd was buying Bitcoin, buying the dip, and then look what happened. Complete annihilation to the downside. All those guys that were buying the dip over the past week, they paid the price. That's what I'm trying to say. You want to try, you know, add a little bit of caution to your reasoning in your trading. Because this is where the information is, not YouTube. Don't even listen to what I'm saying. Straight up. That's the truth. I'm here to give you guidance on how to apply this strategy. Notice the candlesticks. These are the result of what the market maker's doing. In order for you to know what he's trying to do next, operatively speaking, trying, it's all probabilities. All right? You improve the chances because price action will always repeat this behavior. Our goal is to establish the when, and that's the name of trading. That is the game of trading. Ladies and gentlemen, it's coming to the time. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you can tune in tonight for the update for the New York session. I'll be streaming again later on this evening around 9:30, 10 o'clock GMT to welcome the close of the New York and then going into the Asian session. Okay? Usually around 3 o'clock, that's when things start to pick up. So proceed with caution, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Keep an eye out on price action. Be sure to join the Discord. It's free of charge, so don't worry about that. Download the indicators, come to the streams, and happy days. All right? Keep your mind right, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll be catching up with you later on tonight. Okay? Have yourselves a good afternoon. Take care of yourselves. Peace.